welcome to another episode of Lights, Camera, Pop. We are the Midnight Suns of podcasting. I'm one half of the dynamic duo, Rich, Wayne, and with me, as always, from Nomad Comics, Mike. How's it going? Sorry, usually I have you come
Doing
in
pretty
and
good. How about you?
pretty good. I usually have you come in and introduce yourself, but it was just kind of like I just kind of ran with it. I'm sorry. I apologize.
No, man, no apologies. You did a good job killing it.
So how's it going, man? How's your week?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It wasn't a bad week. How about you?
Not bad at all. It was just had a holiday, so that was pretty fun. Didn't really do much. It was kind of like a relaxing holiday, which was kind of nice because usually holidays are like throughout the years. Like I don't know if it's just a coming of age kind of thing, but like when you have a holiday such as the 4th of July, it's always like you always have so much chaotic things to do. Like you're going to this cookout, going to fireworks. And I really didn't do much of any of that. I went to a cookout for about 2 hours and it was just like, no, it's kind of hot outside. I want to go the hell back inside. Let's go.
Yeah, we went to an in-laws cookout and just kind of hung out there for a couple hours and had some good food. Had some good conversations with people. It was a nice time. Um, then got home. Didn't do any fireworks stuff. Didn't do anything like that. Just kind of stayed home and just relaxed. So it was really nice. My kids came over yesterday, and I hung out with them yesterday, which was cool.
Oh, that's super awesome. That's always fun to do
Yeah,
that.
yeah, I can't complain. Like, yeah, they're getting older too, so it's not like they want to hang out with their old man all the time. You know, he's 19 and she's going to be 16 pretty soon. So it's like I'm just glad that they still want to see me. You know what I mean? So,
Well, and yeah, what they do start to get to that age where it's like, oh, you're not really that cool anymore. I don't want to hang out with you. Uh,
right. So I'm kind of happy about that. One neat thing is like my son called me today and asked me if I wanted to go to a show with him on Saturday. So I was like, yeah, we'll see.
oh, that's super
Yeah,
cool.
yeah,
Um,
because he likes going to shows with me, so that's kind of cool.
what's the show?
This is some local bands that he's actually friends with, and he just wants me to go hang out with him.
Local bands are freaking awesome. Like I tell you what,
Yeah,
like there is so much untapped talent out there. Whether it's local filmmakers, local musicians, it's just there is so much talent out there that's just waiting to be heard.
exactly right. And everyone should support their local scene, no matter what it is.
Mhm.
Like whatever you're into, if there's like a local comic scene, you know, get involved with it. Even if you're not an artist or a writer, you know, there's other things that you can do to help. You can do promotions and all kind of stuff like that. Bands, if you don't have musical talent, you know, you can always do show promotion. You can always do show booking, you know, different things like that. There's always a way to get in to help. You know, you might not make any money off of it, but you're doing something to like really spur on the arts,
Oh,
which
for
is
sure.
awesome. You know,
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of local, though, while we're talking about supporting local, listen, I'm going to tell you a little story. So,
okay,
yesterday, no, was it yesterday? Saturday. So yeah, it was yesterday. Um, as you all know, we record on Sundays. Uh,
yeah,
but so yes, yesterday I am doing my work thing, and Saturdays are always my busy week, busy day of the week. I have 6 stores that I merchandise soda for. And
yikes.
I was in Greene County. I was in Waynesburg, and I was at the Walmart down there. So I'm walking up the aisle. I just get there, and I'm trucking, but I'm always there are certain things that I always like spot. It's funny how I always spot these things, and
Okay.
whether it's a tattoo or a t-shirt or socks, and I just saw this blue T-shirt and it said Craven on it. But then as I got closer, and as I'm walking, I was like, "Oh, that'd be cool if it was a Wes Craven shirt." But as I got closer, I saw it said Wes right up in it. I was like, "Holy shit!" I said, and then
Wow.
I spun around. I was like, "Excuse me, sir. Is it? Do you? Is that a Wes Craven shirt?" He said, "It is. It is." He said, "Wes Craven's my hero," and we just talked for like. I felt like we just connected for like 30 years in 10 minutes
That's
of talking
awesome.
to him. So as we're talking, he introduces himself. His name's Tim Denman,
Okay.
and I'm Rich, and it's nice to meet you. And he was talking about how uh, he's a writer, and he had has been working on a screenplay and stuff. I'm going, oh no shit. I said, well, how funny. I have a podcast. I said, do you have anything published? He said, I do. So yeah, we started talking, and he has a slew of books on Amazon, and like I'm actually pulling it up right now. I should have been a little bit more prepared for it, but you should really check these out because I tell you what, the titles just sound amazing. Devil's Half Acre, Dreamer Man, Story Time, and The Missing Link. It's just you got to check it out. Timothy Denman. Look him up on Amazon, and if you like to read, definitely check these out. I think they are going to be pretty well done. And he's a super awesome guy, and definitely would like to get him on the show too because we talked about having some authors on here as well in the past, and definitely like to get him on here and talk about his up and comings of being a writer and everything like that. So yeah, big shout out to you, Tim.
Heck yeah.
Um,
That sounds awesome.
yeah. And another thing is earlier, was it earlier that day in Brown? No, it's Friday. I was in Brownsville Walmart. And see, yeah, I go to Walmarts a lot. And I saw this girl walking by, and she had, I noticed Globy from Pee Wee's
Okay.
Playhouse tattooed on her arm. And I said, excuse me, is that Globy? And she said, yeah, I have a whole Pee Wee's Playhouse sleeve. And she rolled up her arm, and sure enough, she had like Pee Wee on there. She had Cherry. She had Zombie. It was so freaking cool.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, like, and I was like, can I take a picture of your arm? Not to be creepy, but this is just like super cool. And you don't see very many people with a Pee Wee's Playhouse tattoo, let alone a sleeve.
No, you don't. Hardly ever. Like, I don't think I've ever seen someone like that.
I've seen people with, Nightmare Before Christmas sleeves on their
Yeah, I
leg.
have one.
Yeah, I know.
um, I've seen Pee-wee tattoos
See,
here and
I've
there,
never
but I've
seen
never
one.
seen a full. I've never seen a full tattoo, a full sleeve of one. That's even better.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, as for today, like I really didn't do a whole lot. I actually worked this past Wednesday, just to kind of prep for the holiday, and so I really didn't get to watch anything. I did watch today. I watched a movie from 1991. Okay,
Uh-huh.
and it still holds up. Like the music is a little dated, but it's like have you watched Die Hard recently at all?
Uh, I usually watch Die Hard around Christmas time.
Okay, so fun fact. Just this past Christmas was the
Uh-huh.
first time I ever watched Die Hard.
Are you
I
serious?
swear to God.
How the hell did that happen?
I don't know. I just kind of it fell under my radar. No, not that it fell under my radar, but I've never watched it before. It just never really. I don't know. I just never checked that box for some reason. And I've
I love
always
me my
heard,
John McClane.
yeah, I've never just. It's not that I didn't have a desire to. It was just like, oh, it's cool that it exists. I'll watch
Right,
it
I
when I
get
get a
it.
chance, one of these days. So I watched it, and that's a movie too. That's like, for the first time watching it, I'm like, oh, this is a movie that could be done today.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
so the
all
movie I
of them. Like
watched, what's
they're
that?
all solid.
Oh yeah,
Every one of all of them, they're all solid.
really.
Number 3 is my favorite one.
Now, see, I will tell you, I did watch one of the Die Hards, and I want to say it was Live Free or Die Hard. Is that the one with his son,
Okay,
which played by Boomerang from Suicide Squad?
I want to say it is.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
so
but
that's the one that I watched.
Die Hard 3 with Samuel L. Jackson. That's a must watch.
Okay, I'll have to
That
look
is
into
an
that.
absolute must watch. And then when you're done, text me and say thank you
Thank you. Can I have another?
because
Yeah, so
it's phenomenal.
that is that's awesome. And the
because 1 and 3 tie together. The second one doesn't tie together, and all the rest of them are blah.
okay,
But 1 and 3 tie together.
that is very good to know. I'm glad
Yeah,
you
you'll
did.
like it. Trust me, you'll like it.
So what you're saying is I can skip two and just go straight to
Oh,
three.
yeah. Yeah, you can skip 2 and go straight to 3.
Okay, we'll have to do that.
Two's good. It's a solid movie. Don't get me
Sure.
wrong. But um, 1 and 3 are the best out of
Okay.
all of them. Those are the best, hands down. Can't I will fight anybody, and I will die upon that hill. Um, and most people would agree with me anyway, unless you're some sort of weird sadomasochistic individual. But my speaking of like oddball movies, like we had a conversation about this our last one, Spaceballs.
Yes.
My daughter has watched Spaceballs the other day, and she was just like, I was like, "What are you doing, hon?" She's like, "I'm watching Spaceballs." I was like, "And?" She's like, "It's amazing." So in like the last 4 days, I think she's watched it 6 times in like
Holy
four
shit.
days. Yeah,
That's
like,
amazing.
and she does one of those like IMBD, like film, like all the movies that she watches. Well, I
Okay.
told you she's a big film hound. She like does like reviews on all of them. She like has like her top 10 ratings and everything like that.
Does she
And
do like
she's like, "Yep."
letterbox?
Go ahead again. What
Does
was
she
that?
do like letterboxed and stuff like that?
Oh yeah, yeah. So like, she put that in her top four for the top four of the best 5 films she's seen in her life so far.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm so proud of
I can.
that.
It brings a tear to your eye, I'm sure.
Yes. So of course we watched it again yesterday when she came over. She's like, I was like, here you could, I was like, you can put on whatever you want. So I was working on you all know I'm a news junkie.
Hmm.
So I write a political blog.
Okay.
I've been doing it for a while now, and it's just something that I do just to keep my mind going on politics and everything like that. So I was sitting down to do uh, a, an article, and I'm sitting on my computer getting ready to do it, and all of a sudden I heard like I hand her the remote, and she puts on TV, and I was like, "Did you just put on Spaceballs?" She's like, "Yep." I'm like, "Damn it!" And I just shut the computer down. I'm like, "Can't right now. I gotta watch Spaceballs."
You're sitting there trying to write, and all you hear is, "I can't even breathe in this damn thing."
Yep. So like I just shut everything down. So I was like, "Screw it." I was like, "I'll do an article tomorrow."
Nice. Well, so uh, I on Saturday or yeah, last night I ended up watching Jaws. So I love that. I love
Nice.
that movie. It's so good. And then as today I watched from 1991 Toy Soldiers. I don't know if you remember this movie.
Ooh, that is
Yes.
a good movie.
Listen, like your daughter, I'm like one of those IMDb people where I have to sit there and like, oh my god, was he in this? Was he really in this? I can't believe it. And then I fall down his rabbit hole of watching other things that they've been in. But I completely forgot that Wishmaster himself, Andrew Divoff, was in it.
Yeah.
I completely
Yeah.
forgot he was like the main. He was like the
Wow.
Hans Gruber of the movie.
Yeah, I totally forgot about that until you just brought that up. Holy cow.
Yeah, and Louis Gossett Jr. He is such a good actor.
Oh yeah,
Um,
underrated, I think. Like I mean he had his time, but now I think he should he was fantastic. I think he should be doing and have done more things.
Oh, 100%. I loved Iron Eagle, Enemy Mine. I just a lot of his movies that he was in was just so good.
Iron Eagle is such another classic
It
movie.
really is, and it's such an '80s movie.
But I mean like with what's going on now in the world, it can still kind of fit. You know what I mean? Like
Absolutely. Well,
I just love the one line. He's like, "You don't understand. We have the president, and his name is Ronnie Reagan." You know?
so
Oh
for
man.
those who haven't or have no idea what Toy Soldiers is, it's on Tubi. Check it out. It has Sean Astin, Will Wheaton, Keith Coogan. Trying to think, going down the IMDb right now. T.E. Russell, George Perez, Louis Gossett Jr., Arlie Ermy from Full Metal Jacket.
Full Metal I met him once.
Did you really? How'd that go?
Yeah, he was the nicest guy in the world.
I can
Like seriously,
imagine.
like hands down, like a complete sweetheart. Like nothing like you would how he like portrayed himself in like um yeah, Full Metal Jacket or
Hmm.
anything. Um, just super sweet, super cool, really, really nice. Loves everybody that he was around, took pictures with everybody, didn't charge for photos, like shook everyone's hand, didn't even charge. I think he charged $5 for an autograph.
Oh
I mean, he
wow.
was super, super nice. Yeah, and it was at the Pittsburgh Three Rivers Auto Show years ago.
Oh, that's super cool that he was there at that.
Yeah.
Um, Another one who was in there that I was like, oh my god, I can't believe he's in it, is Denholm Elliott. And a lot of people may not know who the name is, but if you've seen Indiana Jones, Trading Places, he was Brody. He was Marcus Brody in the Indiana
Oh,
Jones movie.
yeah.
He was the
I wasn't
headmaster of the
slicing
school.
anything on that one too until you said Brody.
Yeah. But yeah, if nobody's seen this movie, check it out. It's basically a terrorist's father is imprisoned in the U.S. So he takes over a prep school that has all the like prestigious kids in it of like court judges and DAs and mafia and stuff like that. And the rejects of the school kind of take it over and start uh, battling the enemy. And
Yeah.
it's so good, and it's still it really holds up. Like I said, the soundtrack, the score to it is very dated. I almost felt like I was watching like Dragnet at times.
Oh,
um,
that's funny.
yeah, I mean it, or Police Academy. That was another like couple of the little riffs in there. I'm going, oh my god, I think I used this during Police Academy.
That's probably because I mean, like, let's face it, it wasn't like a high budget movie,
No,
so
not
they
at all.
probably had to go and cut as much corners as they possibly could
Sure,
and use canned music, you know.
and that's true. They may have.
But hey, man, as long as you get it done, how you get it done is another story. But as long as you get it done, and I
Yes.
mean, like, and I'm sure, like, when we watched it back in the '90s, we're just like, we were just so numb to that music that it was just because it was everywhere that we just didn't care because it fit it. You know,
Yes.
now, like you said, we're probably going back with it and we're like looking at it like, that music can use an update.
Now we're so
But
used to the Hans Zimmer and uh,
right,
the scores of those folks.
yeah, but I mean, we all can't go and have the perfect music for everything. Especially if you're an up and comer or a beginner, you're going to use what you have, the best of that you have at your hands.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So, and like, okay, you're talking about Tubi. Tubi is the coolest freaking app ever. Like they have so many great movies on Tubi, like stuff that I'm just like, holy cow! I totally forgot this existed,
Oh
and it's on there.
yeah. I watched GI Joe the movie, and I'm not talking like the
Nice.
Channing Tatum,
Right,
Sean Wayans or Marlon Wayans movie.
Marlon. Yeah.
I'm talking GI Joe the movie with Sergeant Slaughter, the animated film.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, look, I watched Rad on there one day.
is it still on there? Because listen, what's funny is I've never watched that movie either. But yeah, and it is not on Tubi anymore. But I've never watched it, and it's on my list to watch. That I really want to see it because I see a lot of clips on TikTok or Reels. I see a lot of clips from it, and of course, it's always the "Send Me an Angel" prom scene with the bikes and
With a
everything.
ride, yeah, the
Yeah.
bikes. Like that was such a great one, another great BMX movie that that flies under the radar is called BMX Bandits, and I know that's
Yes,
still on there. I'm not
that I
100% of
watched.
Rad still on there, but BMX Bandits is.
Yeah, I just checked. Rad is not on there. BMX Bandits, that I did see.
You know what the significance of that movie is, right? It's
No.
like it's like one of Nicole Kidman's first movies, if not if not it actually may be her first real
Oh,
movie.
okay. I see. I knew Nicole Kidman is one of those kind of movies, but I wasn't sure which one. I knew it was
If you
something like
don't
it.
if you don't know what Rad is about this kid who's like a BMX guy, and he wants to be this great racer, and then he's trying to learn how to do a backflip on a BMX bike, which back in the 80s was like, the holy grail of all tricks.
Mm-hmm.
BMX Bandits was an Australian BMX movie, whereas these two boys, find a bunch of walkie talkies, and these walkie-talkies were hidden by these gangsters, and like the walkie-talkies could hear the police. Oh, basically they're like police scanners type of deal, and they found them. And they started selling them to like all their other BMX kids and stuff like that, and then like the robbers try to come after them to get them back, and blah blah blah. And Nicole Kidman's one of the main characters in it as well, and it's just a cool, dumb, cool movie that, like, if you're into 80s movies, that's the perfect. It's one of those great movies that you just have to watch. And like her name in it was Powder Puff.
Oh dear God. That was actually her
Peach,
second movie.
Peach, Goose, and Powder Puff were the name of the three
Oh
three
dear God.
characters.
Yeah, that was her second movie within like 2 weeks of, actually within a week apart.
Okay,
Yeah, she had two movies that came out that same year in 1983.
okay. I knew it was in there. I just didn't remember the exact which one was what. If that was the first or second, I
Could
couldn't remember.
could you imagine going back to the movies in 1983?
Oh my.
Like, think about that for a moment. Like, it's just the cost of movie tickets alone would be astronomical.
Right?
Um, I'm curious now because I'm actually googling this because I want to know. Um, and even like what I can't remember. See, $3.15. That was what the cost of a movie ticket was in 1983.
Wow.
So yeah,
Three
I want to
dollars
go
and
back to that.
fifteen
Yeah, now you
cents.
spend like $20 to get in a movie,
Right?
and you still have to buy your popcorn and everything else like that.
You have to go and fill out like a bank loan to go see a movie.
Yep. And
Yeah.
that was actually the year Vacation, National Lampoon's Vacation came out.
Oh man, that's another
Valley
perfect
Girl,
movie.
Strange Brew, Trading
Another
Places
perfect
came
movie.
out. Oh, Trading Places. I love that movie.
I just had a conversation about Trading Places with a friend of mine the other day because he's never seen it, but he's younger, but he's
Okay.
never seen it, and he was just they're a what's it called, they work in the banking and financing stuff, and I was like, you have to watch this movie.
Oh my. And oh yeah, that's one of those movies that you're like, you almost be like, could they remake that now? Because it like even in the 80s, it kind of pushed a little bit of boundaries for the content of what it was, of the whole swapping or the, how do you want to call it, like social status swapping and stuff like that.
Yep.
And I can't help to wonder if they would have a hurdle or a challenge to overcome to remake that now. And I'm not opposed to remakes. I'll say that right now. Like, if anybody, like, oh, we don't need another remake. There are very few movies I feel does not remade,
Yes.
but I don't have a problem with them at all. Because if you took away every remake, we wouldn't have any movies. I mean, a lot of people forget that John Carpenter's The Thing was a remake, and
Yeah, it was.
yeah, and it was improved upon. Now, very rarely do we get a remake that's improved upon, but still, I mean, every movie gets remade some form or another. So I'm definitely not opposed to it. But I always said that the Money Pit with Tom Hanks and Shelley Duvall or Shelley Long, I
Shelley
always,
Long.
yeah, I always thought that that would have been a good remake. I could see that being redone.
I could see that. Yeah, I could definitely see that being a candidate. And like I said, the Explorers, I think that would be a cool one for a candidate for a remake. One that I would never want to see remade, um, and that is The Princess Bride. I just love that movie, and it's like one of those
It's
like
perfect the way
keep
it
your
is.
hands off of it.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah, it is definitely perfect the way it is. I love that movie so much, and um, just the whole cast is so good. Um, Stand by Me is another one that I don't feel that,
yeah, that's another one.
and I think. Listen, after our last talk last week, I downloaded the audiobook and I was listening to it as I was working, and I tell you what, the movie came damn near close to what the book actually was. Um, there was a couple scenes that they definitely wasn't needed, so they took it out. But yeah, I
Right.
mean, they. I don't think that if they were to remake it, I don't think they could do it any justice, other than by giving it a fresh new cast that looks like they were on the CW or Stranger Things.
Yeah. I hmm.
Yeah, it's one of the. It's like a perplexed uh, topic. Like what could be remade and stuff like that. I don't know. Just like thoughts. I know that there were some movies that did get remade that I don't. I like. Okay, for example, um, Adventures in Babysitting. Or no. Don't tell mom the babysitter's dead. They just remade that last year, and I don't think it's ever came out.
Oh, so I didn't even know that they did that. I didn't even hear anything about it.
Yeah, yeah, and I
You know, it
think
would be a good candidate for a remake. Throw Mama from the Train.
yes. Oh my god! And I would even like to see Danny DeVito or Billy Crystal make an appearance in the movie. I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be.
Just thinking of those movies like that, because those have such a pure comedy gold to it. Do you remember Twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I was on. I swear to God, it was on the tip of my tongue. I was just going to say that.
Do you
I
remember they were going to
swear
make a
to
sequel to that?
God, I was going to say that.
They
Say it
were
again.
they were just going to make a sequel to that, and I think it got scrapped.
Yeah,
But
I heard that. Like,
it was going to be called.
they did a commercial together with it
Mhm,
for I want to say it was like Doritos or something like that.
I think
It was
so.
kind of like it was supposed to be like a teaser for the new movie, but like you said, it got nixed.
Yeah, and it was going to be called Triplets, and Eddie Murphy was going to be the third brother. And
Really?
yes,
Now that would
yes,
be phenomenal.
I would love to see that movie, and I one day I would like to see it come to like get back on track. I'd be all for it.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Um, anything new going on in the comic news world?
Ooh.
Uh,
Well,
I'm curious. I haven't really seen
well,
like
there's some sad news. I mean, like Jim Shooter passed away.
yeah. Let's
Um,
talk about Jim Shooter because Jim Shooter was the if nobody knows the name, you'll know the storyline because we're going to be getting a movie about it next year or in 2 years. Secret Wars.
yep.
He was like, was he the writer of that? Was he the author or artist?
He is
What?
a writer.
He was the writer. Okay.
Right. I think he kind of held both hands, artist or writer artist for it. But he had a lot to do. I mean, like, phew, he was a writer, an editor, artist. I mean, he did a lot of stuff for DC. He was the what for? He was like the main editor in chief for Marvel. He helped publish Valiant stuff. He helped publish Broadway book. He helped publish Defiant comics. I mean, like Shooter did a lot of stuff. But the cool thing is, he's from Pittsburgh.
And that's pretty awesome. That's
Yeah,
pretty
he's
awesome
from
that he is
Pittsburgh.
kind of like a local guy.
Yeah, he was like born. He was born and raised in Pittsburgh, and I want to say like by Polish Hill, and then he spent most of his time in New York.
Now, was that where like because I'm not familiar how like uh, the comic industry works. Is it like Hollywood in a way to where you kind of have to move where the work is at the time? Because like I'm sure back in the day, like now, of course, when it comes to filmmaking or comic book making, you can pretty much do it out of your basement.
Yeah,
Um,
well, back in the day, like, well, since he was like the and when he was like in New York, he was like I said, he was like, kind of running like editor in chief of Marvel. So he was kind of like an office guy, and Marvel's headquarters in New York. So he was working out of there. But for the most part, now, if you're a comic book guy, if you're an artist or a writer, no, you don't really have to live in that city anymore or wherever. You can pretty much live wherever you want. A lot of the comic book stuff is being done, over the internet. So a lot of them will just like draw and ink and write and everything like that from home, and then just like kind of send it around to each other, and then send everything into the publisher on their deadlines, and then and the comic book gets done that way. It's a lot easier with electronics,
right.
than it was before. But like back in like the heck in the 80s, probably like 90s up to about the 90s, early 2000s, like really before like the whole like big boom of like what computers can truly do. Yeah, you kind of had to be around each other, so there were like big enclaves of areas that were like center, like Chicago had like a bunch of guys. New York, obviously, New York, New Jersey, Philly had like there's like a kind of like a triangle there of like a bunch of like really good artists, writers, everything like that kind of like lived around there. Obviously, California, Los Angeles had a bunch of great guys,
Sure.
but New York was kind of the hub. That was like the heartbeat of it all. Um, but you have some amazing writers that live like comic book guys that live everywhere. I mean, like there's a great guy that lives up in Uniontown. Does a lot of like horror stuff for like IDW and stuff like that. Um, and
That's cool.
I don't want to say his name right now because I'm going to try to see if I can get him to come on the show. So I want to kind of keep him under wraps a little bit.
Yeah.
Um, and so you have like I said, like people in Uniontown. You have guys in Pittsburgh. I mean, like there's people everywhere now because it's just so easy to do it that way.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely. And that's kind of like how filmmaking is too. I mean, being that like everything is like at the tip of your fingers. I mean, you can download your own editing software. You can buy yourself a camera. You can use your cell phone, um, and you can shoot a film that way. And you have
Right.
all the tools. And you don't necessarily have nowadays. You don't have to know anybody just to do it. Of course, it helps to know people for actors.
Stuff that's like coming out that people are like really looking forward to is
Hmm.
like Absolute Martian Manhunter. That's coming out. It's a DC book. That has like a lot of heat behind it. Has a lot of people are like really looking forward to it.
Okay.
Um, Battle Beast is coming out. That's another one slated for this year, 2025.
Battle Beast. Is it based off of the toy line?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh my god.
Robert Kirkman's doing it.
Okay.
Um, like I said, Beneath the Trees Where Nobody Sees.
Yeah.
They're doing another series called I believe it's called Rite of Spring.
Hmm.
And like that's one that I'm really looking forward to. Bowling with Corpses. That's coming out. Um, I mean, like, there's some really good stuff that's coming out. Um,
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I was curious.
out of, oh, one that's going to be pretty good is I think is going to be called Out of Alcatraz. I think that's going to be a pretty good book.
See right
Um,
there. That sounds like it's gonna get turned into a movie.
yeah,
I can tell
Peace
you. It just sounds like
Peacemaker has a new one coming out too.
okay.
That's going to be a good one. Like with that show, the HBO show, like that's like a lot of people like love that book anymore. Um, there's a cool one that's called Pots and Panels, and it's called a comic book anthology. That's seems to be pretty neat. I'm kind of looking forward to it. It's going to be like, how do I want to say it? I was just reading about it the other day.
Yeah.
Um, and it just seems like a really cool kitschy type of book that I'm kind of looking forward to reading. And I saw like the art looks fantastic in it. The art for it looks very like Roy Lichtensteinish. So it's like very pop art looking book,
Oh, I like
which I
that.
think is really cool the way they're doing it. So I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be I believe it might be an image book, but I could be wrong on who's publishing it. I don't remember.
Okay.
But I know that's slated for this year. There's a bunch of other stuff, but I think that's just a good little thing for people to write down and be like, oh, I'll check these out.
Yeah, definitely put them
So,
on your pull list or pick list. Do they still do that?
oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I remember like having every Batman title, every Green Lantern title, um, waiting for me whenever I got down to oh my god, is it JJ's Comics? It was in Connellsville. Yeah,
Oh, okay. I've never been to that place,
yeah,
JJ's
it
in
was down
Collinsville.
there when I was a kid, but yeah, it's closed since then, of course.
That's a shame.
Yeah.
A lot of the local comic shops have like withered and died. Unfortunately, the internet, was another death knell for a lot of local comic shops. In fact, I just was at an old comic book shop. The shop's still in existence, but they don't sell comics anymore. They just do like card games and just games. It's now called the Gaming Dungeon in Washington.
Okay.
Um, but they used to sell comics, and they got completely away from comic books, and they said that they were just having, they weren't making any money off of comics, and people only wanted like the rare stuff, and the other stuff would just sit on the shelves and couldn't move it, so they just got away from it, and now all they do is like Pokemon and Magic and whatever big card game comes down the pike. That's all they deal with. They have
Wow.
game nights and stuff like that. Um,
Those game
and you
nights are
can't
pretty cool.
you can't blame them. I mean, there was to be honest with you, I blame Diamond Direct for the way they would do their practices. They would force shops to spend thousands of dollars to have books that would just sit on the walls that people didn't want, but they just forced them to do it in their practices because that's just how they were. Like, if you want this book, then you have to buy 4 of these.
Yeah.
If you want this rare book, you have to buy 25 of these, and those 25 are just going to sit on your shelf, and you're going to go and spend a fortune to get them, and then you're going to lose your ass, but you're going to hope that you make a little bit of money off the rare stuff. So I mean, like, they killed the comic book shop, and it's a shame. It's a shame because comic shops just couldn't keep up with what, like, Diamond was making. In other there's only like 2 distribution centers, so like they made the rules. They
Right.
made the rules. And then, I mean, like, Marvel and DC started to take it back and like started to say, like, all right, screw you, Diamond. We're going to do all our own direct sales to comic book shops. But they were kind of doing the same stuff Diamond was doing. So instead of being screwed by one shop, now they're being screwed by 3. So it was
That's
like
ridiculous.
a no-win situation. But it seems like that's like the comic book industry in general is like realizing, like, hey, we're all going to wither and die on this vine unless we change. So there seems to be some changes coming down the pike, and they don't seem to really be doing it. But Diamond's all but dead. So we'll see what happens now. I'm hoping that the local comic shop, the LCSs, recover and start to have them. You start to see them like popping up here and there again,
Mm-hmm.
and then being sustainable.
Right.
You know, with their business models, because like I said, they tried to be sustainable, they wanted to be sustainable, but it
Well, of
was just
course.
very difficult for them under the measures that they were being forced under.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a loss with that. It blows my mind, and it's sad that the brick and mortars kind of went away because
Yeah, yeah,
it there's a certain kind of like a certain kind of feeling of walking into a place, searching for the book,
Right.
finding it, holding it, and then buying it.
And then looking at that wall books and like the glass case books,
Yeah,
like being like, oh wow, man, someday I'll be able to get that first printing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, or someday I'll be able to get like that ASM 300 or whatever, whatever Grail book that you're that you like really want, your Batman 181, your Hulk 181s,
your death of
whatever.
Superman.
Um, yeah. So what was that?
I said, yeah, your death of Superman.
Right, yeah,
Yeah,
that they only printed 999,604 of. Um, yeah,
you want a
I remember
copy?
when
We
that
got four.
I remember when that came out. Like everybody and their mother's like, this book's gonna put my child through college. No, no, it won't.
I remember saying that's when you were able to spot the comic nerds because you would see the black armband.
Hmm. Yep,
You would see him wearing the black armband from the polybag, and they probably had
yep.
14 more of them at home, and that was the one
Oh
they
yeah.
chose to open up just so they can see what was inside and read the book.
I mean, it's kind of funny because like that book still. I mean, like I said, they printed so many of them, but there's still a little bit of a value to that book because I mean, like people still want it.
Yeah,
Um, Forever, like it was always like a 99-cent book, you know. And then within the last, I'd say like 4 or 5 years, I started getting like doing shows again, and I started getting people come up and being like, "Hey, do you have any Death of Supermans?" And then I'm like, "No, I don't." So then I started to kind of like I wanted to get some to have in my um in my fold for my tables.
yeah.
And I noticed I'm like, wow, these things are selling for like 10, $15 a piece. I was like, it shouldn't. like like it should be always a dollar book, but I
Right.
mean but like it still has a bit of a premium. Like because like I said, they printed a mind-boggling amount of those things. They printed so many, like the print run should hit the moon. Yet
Oh,
here we are, but hey, I'm not going to argue. If I can get $15 out of the book, if I can get $15 out of the book, I'm going to squeeze it out as much as I possibly can. And
wait.
like I said, another book that I don't think is really worth the amount of money that people are getting for it is Spawn number one. Like Spawn number one is a book that should only be a $15 book, $10 to $15 book, but it's getting anywhere between $20 and $30 in and of itself. And that was another book that they just printed millions and millions of.
Ah,
It's a good book, don't get me wrong, but I mean, like it's just they just printed so many of them.
yeah, and
Now, towards the end of the storyline of the Spawn, like in the late 100s 200s books, like those actually have like some real value to them because they're an extremely low print run on those.
oh wow. I remember that being like at one time seeing it like oh people were selling it for like $1,000.
Oh yeah, or they're trying to, yeah. I mean, like when Spawn first came out, like yeah, people were asking the moon for them, and some people were getting it, especially in the first couple of months of like that release.
Mm-hmm.
People were getting big bucks for them,
Oh yeah, I have no doubt.
and but then finally people realized, like, wait a minute, there's a lot out here, and they shouldn't be getting this much money, and it really just cooled off. Like it like basically the economy on that one just crashed.
Yeah,
Yeah, it went from 1,000 to a couple hundred to like I said, 25, $30, and it's hovered at the 25 to $30 range now for a long time. And again, like I said, I don't think it's worth that much, but you can get a nice like graded version, like in a high grade, like 9.5s, 9.8s for anywhere between like $100 to $150.
oh wow.
No, that I can kind of see. I'm okay with that. I'm not a graded person. I don't
Mm-hmm.
really like graded books all that much,
Right.
but If you're a grade hunter, that's not too bad. Like that would be acceptable, but I wouldn't pay above me. I wouldn't pay above 100 and a quarter for one, unless it's like 10.
Oh,
You know
okay.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Unless
right.
it's an actual 10.
Okay. Yeah, I never really got into the whole. I was gonna have a book graded at one time, and then I was just like, what's the point? And because like I don't know, like I didn't plan on like doing anything with it. I mean, it was just for me. So like if I'm just gonna have it, like then I consider it a 10. I don't need
Yeah.
somebody to tell me, oh hey, this is a 10.
I mean, if you're just going to keep it for yourself, at least you can go back and then flip through it and everything, as long as you keep it in good condition. You know,
Yeah.
like once you slab a book, it's slabbed. It's it's encapsulated. You're never going to be able to look through it again. You can see it. You know, you could see the front cover, you can see the back cover, but that's just it. You'll never be able to see the inside. But a lot of people argue and say like, okay, I'm keeping it in this condition. It'll always be in this condition. It's recognized in this condition. And if I want to go back and read this book, I can buy an omnibus, um, or I can buy a graphic novel with it, or whatever, and I could read the book that way. But I'll have the original version, encapsulated in perfect condition. So I don't know. Like for me, unless it's a exquisitely rare golded silver age key book, I'm not a grader.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
just that's my personal opinion. Unless you have Detective Issue 27, yes, get that SOB graded. If you have Action Comics #1, yes, get that SOB graded. If you have Hulk #1, graded. If you have Spider-Man 1, graded. That's just how I look at it. Like those books that are just be all end alls, like literal holy grail books for most, get it graded. Other than that, enjoy your comics. They're comic books. They're meant to be enjoyed.
Yes. Same with movies. I had just like I'm not. We keep going back and forth between comics, movies. But it's funny. I just saw not long ago, and I never knew that this was a thing. Somebody had a sealed version, a sealed copy of the VHS of The Crow when it came out,
Yep.
and I did not know that you can do that.
You can get cassette tapes graded. You can get CDs graded. You can get toys get graded now. Um, if it's out there and if it's collectible, you can get it graded. Magazines, pulps. I've seen TV guides graded now. Like you name it, if someone collects it, someone will grade it. That's just all there's to it anymore.
Interesting.
Yep, it started off like obviously baseball cards. I think were the catalyst. Then moved into comic books and baseball cards were like
Sure.
the two big things for grading. They probably really started grading those two about the same time,
Hmm.
and then when other things started to really pop off in collectability, then they were just like it's a snowball effect. Like okay, well if people are collecting Star Wars toys, let's grade the toys. If people are, so then they start grading toys. And then people started grading, like I said, cassette tapes and records and you name it. If it's out there and it could be graded, it will be graded.
Yeah. That's so crazy to know that there is like a market out there if somebody can like.
And the fact that, like, how much grading adds to a value.
Yeah.
And again, that is, to me, that is very subjective, the way it adds to the value. Um, and the way the jumps go too in that value increase is insane. Like that's a podcast in and of itself. How like a 9, we'll just say comic book X. I'm not even going to say a book, but comic book X graded in a 9, we'll say is $1,000. Okay, then a 9.5 will be say 2,500. Then a 9.6 will be like 3 grand. 9.7 will be like 8 grand. Like how they do these massive jumps on like a point scale is mind blowing to me. It's just mind blowing.
That is pretty crazy. Um,
One more thing I want to talk about
yeah.
before we do anything is the big show that just happened over in England last night,
Well,
the other day.
I'm gonna, I want to save that toward the end,
Okay.
if you don't mind. And the only reason
No.
why, because it kind of fits in with the musical treat that I'm gonna have for you guys at the end too. So it'll kind of
Okay.
tie in with that to an extent. Um, but I did want to touch upon two other things that, well, two other deaths that I hate to like. It seems like we talk about death a lot on here, um, but we would be remiss if
That's
we did
because
not.
that's because our heroes are dying. You got to
Right?
remember, we're old.
Yeah. Oh God. Um, but Michael Madsen, first of all, first and foremost, um, a phenomenal actor, and I wanted just in his honor wanted to watch Reservoir Dogs again, and did not get the opportunity to. Um, but Michael Madsen has been in so much stuff. I'm talking. He has a filmography that is just insane, and
Oh, I know.
a lot of stuff too. Like a lot of people may not have even heard of. A lot of he was the voice of Kilowog, which I thought was pretty cool in the First Flight animated series. But he um, he was in did a lot of stuff with Quentin Tarantino. He was in The Hateful Eight, Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, Bud from Kill Bill,
Yep.
um, Scary Movie. He was just in a lot of stuff.
American Night.
Oh my god, I forgot
Um,
about that.
what else? Hollywood. Um,
He was in the
The
James
Key.
Bond Die Another Day.
The Key. I'm trying to think other ones.
But yeah, yeah.
Hope Lost.
See, I forgot about that
Yeah,
one.
he's been in yeah. I mean, like like you said, like his film list goes on and on and on.
And the one that like I also always go back to, of course, the um, Reservoir Dogs and stuff like that. But how I know him, how I've always remembered him, of course, he was in the Doors movie, but he was also in a movie in 1993 with Charlie Sheen, called Beyond the Law, where Charlie Sheen was an undercover cop who joined a biker gang. And
Okay,
Michael Madsen was like the leader of he was the head of the gang that Charlie Sheen was infiltrating.
I don't think I've never seen that.
It is it's such a bad but good movie.
I'll have to check it
Oh
out.
yeah, it's called Beyond the Law, and it's one of those things. I think it's on Tubi, to be honest.
It probably is.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll have to check that out. Beyond the
everything is on
Law. I'll
Tubi.
definitely have to check that out.
Um, Another one that had just passed was kind of like, oh shit, was it kind of took me by surprise because he would have been the last person I would have thought is Julian McMahon. And those who don't know who he was one of the stars in Nip Tuck, and like our Doctor Doom for the Fantastic Four, Jessica Alba and Chris Evans.
He was also on Charmed.
Okay.
Because like the only reason why I know that is my wife loves Charmed, and when I told her, she's like, "Oh my God, Cole died!" I'm like, and so like yeah, so she was a big fan, and we were actually talking about him when like she and I went up to the mountains today, and we were walking around and like on our way back for some reason I forget how it came up, but we were talking about him, and yeah, he died of cancer. I guess like he was um he never told anybody. He like kept it private, and so that's why no one really knew. But yeah, he had cancer, and that's a shame.
That is the final pictures that I saw of him. Like he looked rough.
Yeah, like that's what she said. She's like no one knew, but then if you go back and you start looking at pictures, you can just see how he's starting to waste away. And I was like, oh man, I was like, that's just awful, you know.
Yeah.
That is, it's a shame. It's sad. He was young too. I'm looking now. He was born in '68. You know, I mean, just a shame.
Yes, it is. It really is.
56. He was born in Sydney, Australia. I didn't know that. Yeah, Nip Tuck, Charmed, FBI, Fantastic Four. Yeah, I mean, like you said, I mean, like he's another one that has like a great IMDb list, and he was just a good actor. I enjoyed everything I've seen him in.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And he seemed like he was like a very soft spoken kind of guy, very dapper kind of,
Right.
and yeah, huge bucket of win for these guys. Like it's a shame that they're passing, but they will have legacies that live on forever.
Yeah, at least like you said, at least they'll have something that like that the world will always be able to look back on and see their body of work.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Um, there was some casting news too that came out that had me pretty curious. So we obviously get some pretty pretty outstandingly bad video game movies.
Right.
And but they're notoriously bad, but for some reason they that the have as bad as they get, it makes them more popular, it seems like. I don't get it. Like the old Mortal Kombat movies, they were pretty bad. The old Street Fighter movie, which is the new Street Fighter movie that I'm speaking of. Of course, none can be as bad as House of the Dead. Um, but yeah, the cast is like rounding out to be pretty wild. Like who's all going to be in it? I'm bringing it up now because I want to talk about some of the casting, and it's just it's mind blowing. It's some of the people that they have. I'm bringing it up. Come on, and so I don't know some of these people. Don't know some of these people. Okay, so I'm wondering if it's produced by WWE because there are several actors in this movie from WWE. Cody Rhodes is playing Guile. Um,
Okay.
yeah, and who was it? Was it Roman Reigns? Roman Reigns is playing Akuma. So you have those two. You have comedian Andrew Scholl playing Hibiki. So I'm like, okay, well, this is interesting. Orville Peck, I'm not sure who that is, playing Vega.
Yeah, I'm not sure who that is
Yeah,
either.
50 Cent is playing Balrog. Balrog's the boxer guy, so that's kind of interesting. I could see that. This one, I'm like, okay, this is super perfect casting. Jason Momoa is playing Blanca. I think that's perfect casting. Just as Momoa is playing Lobo in the DC movies, it's just perfect casting, I think. But then again, casting
That sounds interesting.
seeing Shaquille O'Neal as Steel at first glance was like, oh, this is a good idea until you watched a movie and like, yeah, maybe not so much. I hope that this isn't the case. But the one that kind of is interesting enough to me is David Dastmalchian, who played the Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad movies. He was in Late
Yeah.
Night with the Devil, Ant Man. He was cast as M. Bison. And I'm scratching my head at that one. Um,
Yeah, that's
I mean, Raul Julia played him pretty good in the '90s version of Street Fighter with Jean Claude Van Damme, but uh, I don't. He's a good actor. Don't get me wrong. Have you seen Late Night with the Devil?
I love that
It
movie.
is so good. It was really good, and I I just can't see him in a I hate to say it. Like, and I haven't watched a new Suicide Squad movie, but, and I don't know how physical of a role he played in that, but I can't see him being in this kind of a film. And I want to watch it just because he's in it, and it has me curious. But yeah, I can't see it. What do you think?
I don't know if I could see that or not.
Excuse me.
I'm not feeling that one.
Yeah, and Originally, it was between him and Walter Goggins.
Now, Walter, I think, would be great.
Yes, and he Goggins is a phenomenal actor. He has been so many things from Sons of Anarchy to uh oh god, he was in House of a Thousand Corpses. But yeah, phenomenal actor, phenomenal.
I love Walter Goggins. Walter Goggins was in House of a Thousand Corpses.
Yeah, he was the cop that Otis had down on the ground.
Holy crap! You're right. I totally forgot about that.
Yeah, that was like one of the earlier roles of his, and that's kind of like how I always uh, remember him by was in that movie.
I hated that movie with all my bleeding heart, so I try to force it out of my head. So that's probably the reason why I didn't put two and two together.
Okay,
Like, yeah, sorry about that. Like, I just for some reason, like, I hate that dang movie. Like, it grates on me.
no, it's perfectly fine. Which we'll have to talk about that on another episode.
Yeah, that'll be another episode.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
like I said, I like Zombie. Like Zombie's very hit or miss with me, but he's like one of those dudes that like I bet you if um I saw out I would saw like it was like hanging out somewhere, he and I would get along and be like instant BFFs.
Hmm.
But um like when it comes to like some of his other stuff, like I'm very hit or miss.
Okay.
Like I love the Rob Zombie solo stuff. I shouldn't say I love. I like the Rob Zombie solo stuff, but I'm not the biggest fan of the White Zombie stuff. Um, and then his movies um, are hit or miss. I hated House of a Thousand Corpses, and um, but like the other stuff, I can kind of like I could watch.
Right. Right. Um. Yeah. Like I said, zombie is definitely going to be a future topic for us.
Yeah.
Um.
Yes.
But as we're winding down, start taking us home. Uh. Talk to us about the show in UK.
Okay, now I did not watch it. But Brian, who we talked about last week, Brian Medlock, he did rent it, and he and I had a conversation about it today. Hold on one second.
Hmm.
I just had to take a sip real quick. My throat was dry. Um, so I did a lot of reading on it and everything like that. I think it would have been pretty cool. I'd like to have seen it. I did like how they did this one thing where they had like people from different bands. Like they had the singer for Ghost, um, Papa Amaritis or whatever his name is now
Okay.
for Ghost. Um, him and a couple other people went on stage and they did I want to say they did an Ozzy song. And then they had like Duff McKagan was on there with the band playing music. And then they had Slash came out. Like they were like little one-offs. Okay, kind of like
Okay.
and like they'll come on and play music with each other. But then like Slayer did a full set. Um, Pantera did a set. Gojira did a set. Metallica did a set, and then Ozzy, and then obviously Sabbath.
Yes.
I'm sure there's other things that I've missed in there, but I just think it's kind of interesting that Sabbath is finally, like Ozzy's hanging up the hat, and I do believe it's about time. The man's been doing it since the '60s. Phenomenal musician. I mean, like, let's face it, he Black Sabbath invented metal.
Oh,
Um,
I agree.
there was just so much that man has accomplished over the years, and um, beat himself to death, but has kind of come out on the other end. Fought personal demons, but seems to be doing well for himself, and he genuinely seems like an awesome dude. Like
Yeah.
Ozzy seems like he's just like happy to be where he is, loves his fans and loves the music and loves everything that he did. Um, but like I said, it's time for him to to hang it up. And this show I think was a great way to do it. Everything I've seen, like bits and drabs and drips that I've watched and heard and everything like that, the whole thing looked phenomenal. Like every band seemed to have been like really spot on. Every band did excellent. The only negative thing I heard was the one dude from Disturbed. I heard he got booed.
Yeah.
Um, and I heard it was just because like he kind of went on a political rant. Again, I could be a little bit wrong on that. So if I am, I am. I apologize. Um, Now I asked Brian about the booing.
Hmm.
Okay. And he said that because he and his mom and dad watched it because his mom and dad are both like big Sabbath fans. And he said that he did not hear booing. Like it didn't get picked up on the mics for the broadcast.
Okay.
Um, but there's just reports coming out that he was booed. Now, was it like so? Obviously, with what Brian said when he saw, it must not have been like the entire crowd, but it could have just been like a large section up front that may have been upset with what he did.
Right.
I don't know.
Okay.
Um, I'm not a Disturbed fan. I don't really get into them too much. Um, but the dude has some pipes. I mean, he could sing. I'm not gonna take it away from him. He could sing. They're good musicians, everything like that. Their music is just not my cup of tea. Should he have been booed? I don't know. Wasn't there. Don't know what he said. Don't know what he did. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I'm not going to say anything was justified or not justified. But for the most part, like Brian said that like Gojira, I believe that's how you pronounce it. He said they were surprisingly like they were really good. They kind of like took him by surprise. He said Tobias Forge, who was that's the actual singer for Ghost. That's his real name. Um, he said like he sounded fantastic, which
Hmm.
I could see because like if you're not a Ghost fan, once you see them live, you're like, oh wow, they're good. I personally love Ghost. I think Ghost is a great band. I get them. Um, do I think they're like the greatest band on the planet? Not by no means. But do I think they're a great band? Yes, I think they're a great band, and I
Sure.
think they're fun. Everything like that. Um, and I could see Tobias or Papa being fantastic on that stage because I mean like I know he's a big Sabbath fan. I know he's a big Ozzy fan. He's talked about it in many interviews and different things like that. So for him to be there and to have that and to do a cover, I think he would have like really put a lot behind it just to make sure that it sounded great. And no matter what you say, I don't care what you say about Metallica. Metallica brings the heat.
Yes, they
That
do.
is a Metallica is a phenomenal band. Um, is everything that they put out excellent? No. The first three records are absolute perfection. The second two, Ride the Light, the second two, and Justice and the Black Album are good. They're very 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 good. And then all the ones after that are
Hit
like
or miss.
they all have solid songs. Every one of them, are they all bangers? Is that like records that you would put on and play from the beginning to the end? No. But for me, no. For other people, heck yeah. But for me, no. Now, are they all, on a scale of 1 to 10, are they all tens? No, they're probably all sixes, the sevens, a minimum of a seven. You
Okay.
know,
Right. I agree with that.
live, they're a 15 out of 20 live. I mean, they're 20 out of 20 live. Like Metallica is awesome live. Just there's just no getting around it. They are awesome, awesome live.
Yeah, I've never had the privilege of seeing them, but I've seen them on like just the television, and I could see the energy that they bring just being on TV live. So I can only imagine what it would be like being there within the crowd.
I've got to see them live. And their Slayer played it as well. And like Slayer is another band. They're a top shelf band. They're another 20 out of 20. Um, and I would I have gone to this show? Yes. Like if I had the ability to have gone over to England and got a ticket to see this show, you are damn tootin' I'd have been there. Um, but it just wasn't obviously it wasn't in the cards.
Yeah, no, and
Um,
but I will say the final Mama, I'm Coming Home from Ozzy. Man, I watched that and it brought a little bit of a tear to my eye. Like just seeing how, and I don't want to sound like I'm like being disrespectful, but he did. He looked really bad, and I get it because he has like stage 5 Parkinson's, I think it is,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
but for him, and but he did a damn good job. Um, it wasn't the most perfect vocal or anything, but uh, that it was, you could tell that he still meant it, and yeah, he still delivered the goods. And
yeah. Like I said, like I saw some still pictures, and like I was like, yeah, I was like, it's kind of time to hang it up,
well, he's gonna have a
you
son-in-law
know.
soon. Did you see that?
What was that?
He's gonna have a son-in-law, a new son-in-law.
Oh, really?
Sid from Slipknot proposed to Kelly Osbourne.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so
I
cool.
didn't know that. I didn't hear that. That's cool.
Yeah, it just kind of popped up today that I saw it. I was like, oh, that's pretty neat.
I just love how like whenever they did the MTV show, like his oldest daughter had no desire to be on it whatsoever,
Yeah,
and she
right.
refused.
God, I'll never forget that show. It was on every, like it was like ridiculousness at the time. It
I
was
know,
on every day,
I know.
every minute, every hour. It was just there.
Yeah, it's still it was just funny to watch. Sharon, you know, I mean, like it was just funny to watch.
That really is. Well, before we bring it on home, I'm gonna take you back to how we ended last week. Um, and you can only keep one. I'm gonna give you. You can only keep
Well, when
one. Uh,
before you do this,
yes,
remember, guys, keep the pressure on. We got to get Weird Al out
yes.
there for for the
Super
football
Bowl
halftime show
Super
for
Bowl
the Super
LIV or
Bowl.
something.
So just want to keep that going.
Yes. Hashtag Weird Al for Super Bowl. So you can only keep one.
Okay.
Okay. End of the world. You can only take one with you. Breakfast Club, Footloose, Weird Science, Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Why do you hate me?
I mean,
Oh shit.
like right now, like I'll tell you mine. I'm gonna alleviate Weird Science. I love that movie. I love the soundtrack. Um, it's a great, phenomenal movie. Um, but that's not up my top. Ferris Bueller. Um, I could never relate to Ferris because I was always the quiet one. So I'm taking that out. But I'm gonna go with the Breakfast Club. That's the one I'm taking.
Okay, first to go for me would be Footloose because I'm not a dancer. Um, Breakfast Club is just such a perfect movie.
It really
Um,
is like that fist bump at the end, that just raising of the fist, and the don't you forget about me. It's just it's there. It hits a certain kind of way.
Ferris Bueller's great, but for me, I'm going Weird Science.
Okay, Weird Science, good.
Yeah, I'm going Weird Science. Like it went like it was a fight between 16 and Weird. Um, and
You mean
Weird
Breakfast
Science
Club?
just nudged out 16 Candles just because of me being
Yeah, but I
into
didn't say
science.
16 Candles. I said Breakfast Club.
I mean, yeah, I mean Breakfast Club. I meant
They're both
I
John
did mean
Hughes.
Breakfast Club, but I mean like I
Those,
that just barely nudged it out, just because of me being into science and the fact that Oingo does the
oh yeah,
soundtrack.
yeah. Um, Breakfast Club and Footloose, like those two movies. No matter how many times I've seen them, when they're on TV, I have to watch them. And I think mainly what it is for Footloose is the soundtrack. I think
Yeah,
that's what
the
does it for me.
soundtrack is fantastic, but like that was just that movie. I just for some reason I just never that movie never clicked with me. It just if it's on, it's background noise. Um, it's just I just never clicked with it. It's just it was in the movie that I was just like, oh crap, yeah, Footloose is on. Um, I just never. I'm not gonna say I hated it. I'm not gonna say I liked it. It was just a movie that just never resonated with me at all.
Have you seen the remake of it with Julianne
No,
Hough?
no.
I tell you what, it's surprisingly good. It's one of the remakes that I really do like. Um, but on that note, stay tuned for next week, guys. Um, we're gonna have our first guest of our of the new show, the first guest of Lights Camera Pop, and I want to say it. I think it's a pretty big one, and I think
Yeah,
everybody should definitely
I'm
stay
looking
tuned.
forward to it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it. Uh, everybody, you can follow Lights Camera Pop on Facebook and Lights Camera Pop Pod on Instagram and Nomad underscore comics underscore collectibles is Mike.
Yep.
And before we're gonna kind of go out with a little bit of a treat that I was saying, and I know Mike for some reason you can't hear this, and it bothers me. Um, but I'll have to say,
I'll listen to it whenever we have
yeah, I was
room,
gonna
so we'll be
say.
fine.
So one of my good friends, I one of my good friends, Matt, has a group called To Die For, and eh, man, the music that he's been putting out, he's got one on Spotify called 6 Feet. It's phenomenal, and gotta definitely like metalcore music because it's grabs you by the face and kicks you in the balls kind of music. And he's got a new song coming out called "The Devil Inside," and it was picked up to be in an upcoming movie with Bill Moseley and Lauren Lavera from Terrifier 2 called The Fetus, which I had the privilege of talking to Joe Lamb, the filmmaker of The Fetus, a while ago. And he is a super nice guy. The Fetus will be coming out soon. But To Die For just wrapped a music video for the film, or for the song, I should say. It has Evan Toll in it, who uh, plays a young Maddox, a young Bill Moseley, and the video kind of acts as a prequel to the movie The Fetus. But yeah, it's gonna be coming out soon, and I wanted to give you guys a little bit of a taste of what you're gonna be listening to when it comes out. So uh, on that happy note, thanks for tuning in and getting your geek on with us. And give us a follow. Send us an email at lightscamerapoppod@outlook.com. And we will see you next week. Have a good one, guys.
See you later, everyone.